Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. We have a brand new hero, Aiden, part of Sega City, and he is basically built to be a very strong single target DPS. He's going to be able to help you stack up a lot of internal bleeds, and his damage is actually quite high. It's for a single target, and is again designed to go after bosses. Um, so I guess, if you don't want to go for Indra with DMU at the same time, Aiden on his own doesn't require two heroes. Is a very good single target DPS option with internal bleed. So let's go into trial and explain how his kit works. For simplicity, I'm just going to quickly give him a lot of speed, so he's taking a lot of turns first, just so that I don't have to deal with his stance value getting knocked to zero. So first thing we'll note is he has two modes. All right, so he has a base mode where he's starting out, and he has Raging Fire stacks. Once the stacks hits 40, he's going to change to a different mode where instead of building stack, he's going to be consuming stacks. All right, so when he uses basic attack, he's going to get 5 stacks. When he's using his skill, he gets 10 stacks. His passive basically um, he's immune to burn damage. When he gets to 40 stacks, he cleans all his debuff and enters his second form. He's gonna be immune to control attack, and when taking burn damage, he's also gonna restore health. There's a 40% to counter attack when being attacked. Every one layer of internal injury owned by attacker additionally increase the chance by 10%. Can't be stacked with counterattack. The chances are not impacted by effective hit. When exiting, he's basically going to be when his stacks are used up, he's going to exit the stats. Then over here is increases attack by 20% when attacking a boss, increases it by another 30% when he takes fatal damage. He casts Indomitable Crash once before dying. He deals 80% attack damage and internal injury to all enemies. All right, so let's take a look at how his exclusives work. Exclusive wise, so where's his exclusive one? So beginning of the turn, he gets 20 layers. Increase the spirit gained by 40% and reduce the consumption by 60%. Okay, that's good. So I guess his base form, he gets 10. So that means he's going to be getting 14 and 7. So that means I guess he's going to get his stacks a bit faster. We'll take a look very shortly how that actually works out. Second exclusive increases internal injury damage. So his on death damage is increased by 50%. Ignores immortality, damage immunity. When an ally takes fatal damage, he automatically gets 20 stacks if he's not under Raging Fire status. Otherwise, he will cast it for once. Can only cast this way at once at most after each of his turn. Is considered as counterattacks. That's interesting because it's like if his allies are dying a lot, he's going to be casting this. So we just saw in basically we're adding more heroes with on death effects, which is very, very, it's basically a new mechanic that they're probably trying to test out because we do have a buff in the new PvP mode where if a hero on your team will automatically die on the first turn, but it buffs the damage of your entire ally. So this could be an interesting way of doing like damage up front. Um, yeah, that's interesting to see how that works. Okay, so let's explain his stats. So basically, he had his exclusive one. So if I do basic attack, it's going to give 7 stacks instead of 5. So you see that's 27. Now it's 20. Now it's 27. And over here, his skill should give him 10, but it will actually give him 14 stat. So that will put him automatically um, into his other mode. So we'll hit the enemy one more time. You see he changed form. All right. Now, no one thing is it doesn't cap at 40. So if you go over 40, you will have 41 stacks. The other part is about his skill is you have a chance to do internal bleed, to inflict an internal bleed every stage of his attack. All right. So now he does 4 stage. First 2 stage has 80%. To inflict for 2 turns, and the last 2 stage does extra damage. This consumes 5 layers. However, it's going to be reduced by 60% if you have exclusive one, so that means you only go down by 2 layers. So now that's going to be 4 hits, okay? It's going to be 4 hits, and the last 2 hit does some extra damage. That actually is a lot of extra damage. If you really think about it. You see, and he stays in this mode for quite long because it only takes down 2, all right? He can at most put up 2 stacks at once, and he can counterattack in this mode. The more stacks the enemy have, the more likely he's to counterattack them. And if the enemy has like 100, like has 10 stacks of internal injury, he's gonna pretty much counterattack every single time. I think all you need is 6 stacks to guarantee it. Let's just double check. Okay, 40% chance, yeah, for every 1 layer. So when the enemy has 6 layers, basically it's 100% counterattack. Now, note the counterattacks, I believe, will also consume his Rage Fists. We'll just watch again. Sorry. I thought I was paying attention, but I guess maybe I missed it. But here, we'll show his second skill as well. So his second skill consumes 10 layers, so now it only consumes 4. Okay, that's not a lot. And this, um, for every 1 layer, deal 1 extra 130% eternal injury. So it's almost like pretty much triggering, okay? Triggering a layer of bleed damage. What's even more is that um, additionally trigger the internal injury damage for once. So not only is he doing all of this base damage, he's triggering the layers up to 6 layers, plus for every 1 layer owned by the enemy, he's going to deal 100 extra damage. So that is a lot. And we're going to slow down just to count how much damage that actually is. Okay, we'll do this one more. Yeah, we'll do this one more time. So let's try to pay attention to the one in the middle. So we should see like a lot of numbers. Okay, a lot of numbers. Um, you should see first of all you should see 5 layers of each layer of the internal injury trigger here. Okay, he's going to do Um, he's going to do 220%, sorry, 200 attack, 200 internal injury. So that's, you'll see 2 numbers for that. So that's 7 numbers already. Then you will see an extra damage attack. So a total of 8 numbers with one really big number and they could go up to 10 stacks. So that's like 10,000, sorry, that's 1,000 multiplier. So let's just watch how much damage that is. All right, and again, this is still testing on like very low stats, right? Like 15k attack with 41 mastery. Okay, just as slow as we can pay attention to it, but it's like you saw the 300,000 something there. That was the extra damage. Okay, so we'll put some damage scaling to test very shortly to just see, how does he compare to some other damage dealers, um, and we'll go from there. But let's keep going here. Okay, so I think one more turn he's going to counterattack. Just make sure that when he's counterattacking, okay, that was 17, now he's 15. Okay, so counterattacks does use up his stacks. But you can see, even just at exclusive 1, all right, he's going to be doing pretty well because he's going to be staying in this mode for a really long time before it gets used up. All right, but without exclusive 1, where he's reducing the consumption and getting it in like 2 turns, he's going to be in his weaker mode most of the time. Um, yeah, 20% chance, extra chance, extra chance. Yeah, the counter attack, then yeah, it's gonna be like 40 chance plus 10% for you. Yeah, yeah, yep, makes sense. All right, so that's kind of how Aiden works. Let's go into a little bit of damage showcase and just to put things onto comparable basis. All right, let's compare him to, why don't we put him comparison to Jack? Little Jack is known to do a lot of damage. Um, and we often use Little Jack, right? Where's Little Jack? There we go. We often use Little Jack as kind of the boss killer. Um, and Little Jack also does AoE damage, but primarily, let's increase the HP for both of them to really high. Let's give them similar stats, 500. Yes, I understand before people start complaining. Oh, Little Jack is gonna you know, give Aiden extra mastery. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Pretty sure that after this we'll balance it out. So make sure they have the same attack. Let's make sure their crit is about the same, okay, because they do have a crit component. Let's do 50 crit with, I don't know, 200% crit damage. Effective hit, we're gonna leave them the same at 48 each. Mastery wise, we'll put them at 200 and Jack also at 200. Very, very attainable stats, right? Like you don't really need a lot. I mean, for Aiden, yes, you would need some effective hit. For Jack, you don't really need effective hit. So maybe for Jack, let's just give Jack a little bit more, 250 mastery. Aiden, we're gonna give, a little bit of extra effective hit. We'll do 100 with 200 mastery for both same attack. The speed is the same. Okay, crit damage, make sure it's the same. 50, 50. Okay, we want to make sure they don't die, so we max out their HP. Okay, restart with current setting. We'll just let her run. Just let her run. And we'll check in a brief moment in terms of, where the stats are at. All right. Now, Jack definitely, will be doing a lot of AoE damage, but you can already kind of get a sense of how high of damage is Aiden doing already, right? If you're noticing a lot of these internal injuries, he easily puts 10 stacks of internal injury on the opponent on his own. Um, and I feel like he's a better version of Andreas, right? Andreas gets a lot of his damage and a lot of buff coming in from the fact that Andreas can boost his own attack. You know what? If you notice now he has like 4 stacks of it, right? Like all of these additional attack. Um, can own up to 5 layers, increase bonus to 20% of the original. So he's almost, yeah, he's like a Sega City version of Andreas. Now he's at 5 stacks, so he's like 100% extra attack, right? His damage. Okay, so we're seeing like 400k already, and that's against something he has counter to. I don't know why he keeps attacking the first one. Okay, we can kind of get a sense of the damage report already. He's out damaging Little Jack, okay? And let's just go back again, stat wise. Oh, okay, 300% mastery over here, but okay, fine. He's getting a little bit of mastery, but just that mastery difference though, like he is still, like even, I mean, he's what? 50 mastery more, so what, that will be 16% extra damage. But if you look at the damage report, right? Okay, maybe let's give Jack a little bit more time to build up the stacks, but we'll wait a little bit longer. Let's see if Jack can actually catch up. So let's check the damage report again. Has Jack, no, so Jack is still falling behind. I mean, the mastery heat difference here is, this is approximately, what the mastery difference is, right? But it's kind of clear. Hayden does a lot of damage. It's not something to scoff at. We're gonna just change the lineup just one little bit. We're gonna put in Andreas as well, right? Because I feel like Andreas is a good hero to draw a comparison to, and Andreas also happens to be in the green mark as well. Um, and we're gonna adjust attributes one more time, so Andreas is on the same base as everybody else. Mastery, we're gonna bring it back down to 200. Yep, Jack 250, Mastery 200, 200 crit damage, 50% crit rate, 2000 speed for everybody. Effective hit, we'll do 50. Okay, you know what, Andreas, I'm gonna give you 100 as well, just because you could. Okay, we're gonna run it again, and yes, I get it's not exactly a perfect comparison. Andreas probably doesn't have as much AoE capability. AoE does have skill 2. Um, I believe the damage difference will be very, very significant. And well, this is not an optimal team for Andreas because Andreas is not getting all the burn buffs, not getting burn buffs up quickly. So you can see, I'm pretty sure that Andreas is falling behind very significantly. Let's try to set it up so that Andreas maybe have a better chance at. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Just let's just do one more test. Aiden, I feel like I kind of made a point already, but we're gonna stack things in the burn team's favor, okay? Just so that, we're gonna give O'Grady's here. We're gonna put, where's Jack? Okay, we're gonna put here. We're gonna put in Anna as well, just because Anna triggers a lot of burn and boosts burn damage. This is gonna help Andreas climb up his personal damage a lot faster. We're just gonna quickly do a quick attribute change. Everybody's speed, do 2000. Whoops. 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000, 50,000 on attack. And we're just gonna make sure everybody has enough HP so they don't die. And we go down and adjust their mastery to 200, 200, 250, 200, 200. Okay, restart. Okay, hopefully double check our stats for everybody. Attack. Okay, he got his own personal attack boost already. You saw the 20%. Mastery wise, everyone's getting the same boost from little Jack. We'll just let this run just for a little bit. What I'm hoping is we'll soon see Andreas get his okay, he's already 17 buff. Good, 26. He's gonna get to his full 40 hopefully very quickly. And we're doing everything to kind of stack the burn team in its favor. But let's see, against the likes of O'Grady's, right? O'Grady's giving speed boost to his allies, to her allies that are doing burn damage, like all of these things to stack it in the burn team's favor. Let's see if Aiden is still going to out DPS this crew here. We'll let it run just a little bit longer. So we can see that Aiden still is a stack 4, still not fully stacked up yet. Okay, I think we kind of let it run long enough. Let's look at the data report. Okay, so maybe we did stack it too much in Andreas's favor there with all of these burn buffs. This is not a very fair test. I should yeah. Um, let's get rid of uh, sorry, lineup setup. But I think, just from the earlier test, right, when we're talking about Jack and Aiden on their own, like the sense I was getting that Aiden's damage is still higher than Jack's. Um, but right now, there's a burn buff on there, so Jack is going to probably do more damage this way. Um, and of course, in this particular setup, we do have the problem of Andreas being unfavored because it takes longer to build up those stacks without the likes of O'Grady's or Anna. But here you can see, right, like Aiden is still out damaging the other two very consistently. Like O'Grady's is a massive buff to burn teams, not and also the speed boosting, right, as well. That is actually probably like where the 40% extra damage comes from. It's O'Grady's. It's not Anna. Anna is decent, but okay. So we're at 17, 16%. We'll let her run a little bit more and see if Andres is able to catch up the gap a little bit, or see if we'll see if Little Jack can surpass. Okay. Okay. Little Jack is surpassing now because of the deep burns, but Andreas is about halfway. Andreas is still not fully stacked up though. Give it just a little bit more time. I mean, a lot of the time when we look at these burn teams or Sega City teams, the damage differential is still very notable. Now, of course, I don't think Aiden will be anywhere near the DMU Indra setup. But I mean, it's one hero versus two, right? So, okay, let's just take one last look at the data report to give a sense of the damage difference. We'll bring in just out of curiosity. I do kind of want to mess around and just to see what kind of damage difference are we looking at when we talk about Indra and DMU for the setup. So we got Indra, DMU, edit attributes. So we're going to put everybody on same speed. Okay, we're going to put Indra on the same defense, mastery, 200. And Indra, yeah, and DMU, yep, same thing. We'll give DMU just one extra speed. Whoops. Just so that it starts before the other one. Okay. Zap tornadoes, yep. We'll let it run just a little bit and see what kind of damage we can get to. Now, of course, Indra's damage is absurd, so but I just want to see how big of a difference there is, right? Like, again, from a single target perspective, if you can run Indra DMU, that's pretty much, I think, the highest damage you can run right now in any sort of composition. Jack has the benefit of attack down, but if you're talking about, just again, we're talking about like a legendary hero, right? Like this is a hero that's not limited. So, if you do happen to pull Aiden, like Aiden is really strong. And look at that, 10 stacks. He's going to be able to really take advantage of that. Okay, I think we let her run long enough now. Let's see how big of a difference it is. about 3 times the damage. But remember, you're taking up 2 hero slots. Yes, you do get slowdown, you do get a whole bunch of benefit from Diemu, but again, that's still 2 heroes doing 3 times the damage. Um, so if you're talking about a boss killer or a hero that just does a lot of really good single target damage, Aiden is kind of up there. He's among some of the stronger heroes that you can be using. I feel like it's power crept a lot of the good heroes we have seen in the past. But you know, Indra and Diemu is at a different level of brokenness. We'll see. Can he bring it closer? Yeah, it's about 3 times the damage. So there you go. Hopefully that kind of puts everything into perspective for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, got a good sense of, should you be wishing for, um, Ada or not. I'll say, I mean, overall, this banner isn't bad, right? Popper's a really good hero. Diamu's a really good hero. Um, Adeline, you will use her in the top HP burn team. And Malosh is so-so. Um, would I summon for him? Absolutely not, because we all know 2 weeks from now is Easter. And Easter last year we got Esther Bunny. So I'm expecting a limited hero coming in 2 weeks on the 28th. So I highly advise that, you save your miracle summons. All right, so that's all from me. Gandalf out.